coming. My name is Eliazar Melendez. I'm the volunteer media coordinator for this recall effort. I am going to speak very briefly in English and Spanish. Everyone here is going to speak very briefly in English and Spanish. And then we'll take some questions from all of you. There's also some neighbors out here that were out here in this weekend taking petitions, going out there, being in the field, and you're welcome to talk to them as well. Wanted to make sure that you understand what this is, which is a grassroots effort that we're getting people to really get out there and say that enough is enough. We started about 10 days ago with folks that are just sick of what Joe Carollo is doing, and now we're growing. And this press availability is an opportunity to show you that we're growing, to show you that we have support from leadership in this town that have done a lot and that matters. So with that, I'll say that in Spanish quickly, and then I'll introduce our guest. Buenos días, mi nombre es Eliazar Meléndez, yo soy el director de medios voluntarios de este esfuerzo de revocatoria del comisionado Joe Carollo. Esto es un esfuerzo que desde el momento fue un esfuerzo de pueblo, que empezó con un liderazgo que dice que ya no podemos tener más de esta corrupción, de estos abusos de poder, de estas rabietas del comisionado Joe Carollo. Y ahora estamos presentando que tenemos apoyo de los líderes que han creado y que han movido esta ciudad en el pasado, y que son personas que en verdad saben de lo que están hablando y cómo se mueve esta ciudad para adelante. Les voy a presentar rápidamente. So I'm going to present them very quickly. We're going to have former city manager Joe Carollo speak real quick. Then we're going to have former commission chair Bruno Barrero speaking, and then the coordinator for the recall effort, Juan Cuba, is going to speak. And with that, I'll let him begin. Thank you.
I love the way he said I'm going to be brief. I've never been brief in my life, right? So, people have asked me why I'm doing this. And I think as a Cuban American, as somebody that's had so much to do in the city of Miami, whether it was when I volunteered to work as a city manager for almost 4 years, to my 12 years at Jackson Memorial Hospital, rebuilding something that was bankrupt, I have a great interest in what happens here. And I am ashamed when I see this continuous blackmail of our people. When you see our people being afraid to speak, we've gone to houses and people would look at me and say, please, please move on, come back later. There's somebody watching you. I mean, this is third world country. This is like a dictatorship in a third world country. And I'm not going to stand for it. When I heard of this effort, and people told me, the problem is we're not going to be able to recall him because that is one of the poorest districts in the county. I mean, only poor people live there. I said, you know, if this is about money, it's not going to be about money. I'm going to put the money. I'm going to sign a big check, and I'm going to get this done because people will have to speak and people will have to make a decision. But it's not going to be because somebody is blackmailing. It's going to be the actual word of the people. And I'm very proud of this effort. And I can go on and on and on why I'm doing this thing. And I'll tell you one thing. If a politician runs for office and make promises, they have to fulfill those promises. And when I see the big promise of building affordable housing, and what happens? Not a single affordable house being built in 2.5 years. When I see the constant harassment to the people that do not agree with Joe Carollo, I'm talking whether it's a business or their people. I myself, I'm too old, I'm 72 years old, going older every day. I am not going to stand for it. And if the effort is because they don't have the money, thank God, I have it, and I'm going to make it happen. Para los que hablan en español, les voy a decir brevemente. La razón que yo hago esto es por el tiempo que yo invertí como voluntario de City Manager en la ciudad de Miami por 4 años, en la cual nunca recibí ni quise que me pagaran. Los 12 años que llevo en el Jackson Memorial Hospital para rehacer un hospital que estaba quebrado y que hemos llevado a ser el orgullo de la nación. Esto me lleva a no permitir que chantajeen a un pueblo. Cuando el pueblo no le dejaban hablar porque les tenían miedo, cuando el pueblo no tenía los medios económicos para hablar, es cuando yo dije, si es por dinero, yo pongo el dinero con mucho orgullo y que el pueblo hable. y por eso he estado envuelto en la campaña. Gracias a Dios llamé a mi gran amigo Bruno Barreira y enseguida el paya, en 3 segundos me dijo presente, y él va a ser uno de los líderes en esta faena. Y por eso en este momento le quiero presentar a Bruno Barreira, que va a decir unas palabras. Muchísimas gracias a todos. Y después de esto vamos a poner una oportunidad de preguntas y respuestas. ¿Ok? Gracias.
Gracias. Voy a decirlo primero first in Spanish and then in English. Yo me uno a esta campaña gracias al esfuerzo que está viviendo de Joe Carollo, de todo el mundo que está aquí presente, como residente del distrito, que ha vivido muchísimo más tiempo con el comisionado Joe Carollo en este distrito, que recientemente se mudó, además que básicamente para calificar para poder correr en este distrito, exclusivamente, no porque ha vivido por años en este distrito. Como residente, me bochorna la representación que estamos teniendo en la ciudad de Miami, el caos que hay en el ayuntamiento diariamente con su presencia. No está cumpliendo con ninguna de las promesas de crear vivienda, de mejorar las calles, de asegurar que haya seguridad. Estamos viendo más robos en el distrito, más robo de carros, y eso no se puede permitir. El distrito necesita atención. Por eso me estoy uniendo. Esto no se puede continuar por 2 años más. Se tiene que hacer que haya una revocatoria inmediatamente. I want to say some words in English saying, I'm joining this because as a resident of District 3, a person who has been living much longer than Commissioner Carollo. Commissioner Carollo basically moved into the district just to run in the district, not because he's lived here for a long time. I think it's super important that we have the adequate representation in the county commission, in the city commission, that will represent District 3. The district is in need of housing, affordable housing, is in need of maintenance in the streets, is in need of public safety. And we cannot continue to have this inadequate, shameful representation. It's a chaos here in the city hall every day with his presence at the commission. This cannot continue. I'm joining my family and myself are joining this effort to recall Commissioner Joe Carollo and get adequate representation in the city. Thank you.
Una pregunta más allá que
The question and answer after, please. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Juan Cuba, and I just want to add to what's already been said. What started as a small group of concerned residents and citizens has grown to a movement of people, of community leaders, of unlikely allies that have had enough of Joe Carollo, have had enough of the intimidation of residents and business owners, have had enough of the abuse of power. That's why I'm in this fight. That's why I'll continue in this fight. That's why I'm happy to join this growing movement of people, and we're going to get it done. In Spanish, mi nombre es Juan Cuba. Lo que comenzó hace solamente 10 días, un grupo pequeño de residentes frustrado con el abuso de poder de Joe Carollo, de la intimidación y está acosando a negociantes y a residentes. Nadie debe tener miedo de sus electos. Y eso es lo que está pasando ahorita mismo en la ciudad de Miami. Tenemos a alguien que está abusando de su poder para intimidar a personas. Y eso nunca debe pasar en este país, en esta ciudad. Y es por eso que estoy orgulloso de estar aquí y con un movimiento grande de líderes de la comunidad que se han unido a este esfuerzo y que vamos a continuar hasta que lo logramos de sacar a Joe Carollo, que no pertenece en gobierno. Gracias.
Real quick, can you give us an update on what
So today, basically, we are actually filing the amendment that was needed for our statement of organization. We've been organizing until now. Now, when we filed a new statement of organization, it specifically states that the PAC has been created to recall Joe Carollo. So our movement begins today, and today is the day that we are starting to collect petitions in earnest. And I can tell you right now that we expect this to go faster than normal, and we'll have numbers updated as we go. But as far as this movement goes, today is the day in earnest because we are amending the paperwork properly, and we expect to actually reach the numbers before the time.
So you're saying that the signatures that you've collected for the last week or so are no longer
We're
usable?
going to recollect them because we looked at the paperwork, we amended it properly, and I think everything so far has been symbolic, but I have no doubt that those people will sign again without a problem. And again, this is something that begins in earnest today, and we will meet all proper deadlines.
What was the amendment?
Nothing, it's just we wanted to clarify it to specifically have the scope of purpose to be recalled report.
Okay, but we've been covering the gathering of petitions thus
And-
far,
and-
and they've been signing forms. Was there anything wrong with those forms?
Nothing
Those
was
forms
wrong with
amended?
those. Nothing was wrong with those forms. The reason that we are doing this is we felt that it was needed in order to, once we filed the new amended paperwork, if the petition collection begins in earnest. Nothing was wrong with any of the forms. Nothing was wrong with anything that was done. But at this point, we consider it symbolic, and we are starting today.
So you can't use any of the signatures that have been collected?
No.
I'm not saying that yet. We'll reevaluate, but I think that the most important thing is we're starting today. We're going to get everything that needs to be done.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So, any questions for me?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Have you all reached out to the mayor and asked him to join you?
Yes, I have.
And what did he tell you?
Well, he's got to run a city, and he's got 3 votes against him.
So he's a coward.
I wouldn't say
He's a
that.
coward.
Well, that's your opinion. I can't do that. I wish he was here. If that's
Yeah.
what you're asking me. Yes,
Yeah.
I wish he was here. I think he said that he's here in spirit, but that spirit is.
Yeah.
En español,
Ahora.
ha hablado con el señor alcalde, que sabemos
Sí,
que...
como no, yo he hablado con el alcalde, él está, como dice, del lado nuestro, él sabe lo que está pasando en la ciudad de Miami, es correcto. Él no quiere estar aquí porque dice que son 3 votos que ya tiene contra él, y si no, no va a pasar nada en la ciudad. A pesar de que no está pasando nada, de todas maneras, vamos a estar claros. Pero, como yo digo, lo tenemos en espíritu, pero no físicamente.
How much are you giving to this effort?
Pardon me?
How much are you giving to the effort?
Well, I started with $100,000, but I'll give whatever he wants. This is a great country, right? So, I did well, let's do it.
Sabemos que eso no son motivos por revocatorio, eso sería motivo para no elegirlo de nuevo. Revocatorio requiere mala conducta,
Seguro.
Abuso de
Por
poder.
supuesto.
¿Nos puede decir por qué cree que Joe Carollo debe ser
Por
revocado?
supuesto, usó fondos para hacer campaña con Paella Gay, escogió fondos para pagar sus problemas legales y no ha sido aprobado por la comisión de la ciudad. Eso es incorrecto. Y muchísimas otras cosas que estamos viendo. Mala conducta, cerrando comisión, no oyendo los temas de la ciudad. Y hay muchas cosas legales, razones por qué debe ser revocado.
Nadie tuvo ese argumento, es un argumento falso. Y precisamente una de las razones que lo estoy haciendo, porque allí ese territorio no tiene la manera de protestar. Yo les dije, ustedes protestan y yo los voy a ayudar en ese movimiento.
Pero usted también habló de su preocupación como cubano americano de Miami, lo importante
Eso es otra cosa, como cubano americano yo estoy orgulloso de la ciudad de Miami, Como hombre de negocio, estos escándalos y estos bochornos que se pasan aquí afectan diariamente a, como ven, los extranjeros diciendo esto fuera de Miami, los negocios que quieren venir a Miami. ¿Tú crees que quieran venir y tener que pasar por los bochornos que pasan aquí? Nadie quiere pasar por eso. Así que yo también como hombre de negocio, como cubano americano, tengo que protestar y decir hasta aquí.
Could you give that in English, especially the part about what you live in Coral Gables, but why you're involved in
absolutely.
this?
So people ask me, when I get asked, you live in Coral Gables, and I said, really? How come you didn't ask me that when I came to work for free at the city of Miami for 4 years? How come you haven't asked me that when I worked for 12 years for free at Jackson Memorial Hospital to rebuild that hospital? I want to ask that question. And the issue is, the guy that asked that question is Carollo, who is incredible. He didn't live in the district. We know he has a house in Coconut Grove. And the reason he is using the tailgate wind of his brother, who was a good commissioner, who did a good job. And he used his brother's good name and good efforts to get himself elected. That's why.
Señora, ¿cuánto dinero ha contribuido a este esfuerzo y cuánto está dispuesto a contribuir?
Lo que sea.
¿Y cuánto ha puesto hasta ahora?
Hasta $100,000, pero vamos a tener lo que sea. Yo se lo digo a los muchachos lo que yo necesito. Por cierto, tengo mucha gente que me ha llamado.
You were talking about businesses not approaching City Hall because of the situation. Could you talk about that in English?
Yes, I said, I said Cuban American, and the city of Miami is not District 2, okay? City of Miami is everything, as is seen in the business world all over. And could you imagine if you had a business that you wanted to move to the city of Miami, and you see the scandals and this joke every week? Would you bring your business here? I've been a businessman all my life. I've had several businesses. As a matter of fact, right now, my family has businesses in downtown Miami. You wouldn't want to be here. You wouldn't want to be put through this thing. I hate to see the little business in Little Havana being blackmailed constantly and bullied constantly. Somebody has to stand up for it. And if people are afraid, I'm too old to be afraid of anybody. I was never too old. And thank God that I'm a big-time capitalist and I make money, so I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is.
How about any other capitalist? Anybody else giving money besides you?
Yes.
Anybody want to identify them?
I'm not going to identify them because...
Well, Juan. How about Juan? He's the coordinator.
I have no idea.
Anybody giving you money besides Joe?
No.
Al, we are filed by law as a political committee in the city, so all contributions will obviously be transparent. You'll have the monthly reports every month as you normally do.
Yeah, and it'll be the month after this event before we find out.
Mr. Ariola,
yes.
How does the atmosphere at City Hall affect recruitment of qualified professionals, for example, the search for a city manager?
Well, just think about it. You think that a qualified city manager or somebody that wants the job to walk in and say, holy Toledo, they're going to eat me up alive in 3 days, right? Because you tell me what agenda the former Emilio brought to the table that was so horrible that he had to put up with this. You can't, right? You cannot do that. It's because this is all about the power. One commissioner teaming up with another commissioner, which by the way is legal, that's a different story, to overturn everything that happens in the city. Think about that. Why don't they worry about fixing potholes in the district? Why don't they worry about that, huh? Why don't they worry about bringing affordable home to the residents instead of the baloney that goes on and on and on at City Hall? That's what upsets me. And if I sound passionate, I am very passionate about this.
So part of this is somebody else is going to have to run against Carollo if this recall is successful. Any names of who's going to run?
I got to tell you something. I'm not there yet. I don't want to be the one choosing anybody. People have to come out and say, I want to run, etc., etc. But I am not going to be picking anybody, and I have no intention of getting to the political side of that.
Excuse me, I'm Grant Miller. How many people do you think it's going to take to make this machine work and get the ads?
Ground forces over 100, 120 people. We're a little short of that, but this is the beginning.
I'd like to answer that question.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Look, we're going to need everyone. We have a strong team right now, but we need more. Not just for this round, we're pretty confident, but the second round, we got to make sure that if you're a resident of District 3, if you're a resident of Miami, if someone who's frustrated with and sick and tired of the abuse of power that's going on, then we need you to come and knock doors with us and talk to voters and collect signatures.
Anything else?
Yeah, so
You
do
always
you
have
think,
questions.
of course I have questions, I pay attention. Yeah. So another thing is, do you think Carollo is going to sit by idly and...
No, of course not. I expected that this is a democracy. I expect him to fight for what he thinks is right.
Okay, and do you have any strategy for that?
Absolutely. I'm going to tell the people the truth.
Okay, well, just... Yeah.
The truth shall prevail.
Yes.
All right, folks, it seems like that is the conclusion of our press availability. If you have more questions, we also have some folks here that have been out there walking in the district, that have been talking to the residents, that have been getting signatures. So we're happy to provide them so you understand what's happening in terms of the intimidation efforts that we're already seeing. Tenemos aquí varias personas que estuvieron este fin de semana y esta semana caminando, hablando con los votantes. So, si quieren entrevistarlo, por favor, acérquense a mí y lo proveemos. Muchas gracias por atender el día de hoy.
Another fucked up day. My
You guys are talking about forces backdrop. I'm curious if you guys could elaborate.
How long you been married?
The so-called
15.
blackmail.
Been married 52 years.
I got some pictures that I'd like to know.
How you doing, Bruno?
Pretty good.
Joe! Huh?
Thank you for being here.
To answer your question, the only check I have is Joe's.
Okay.
And then a small $25 contribution.
Yeah, no, I just, you know, I know.
I would have answered it.
It's okay. Oh, you Grant?
All right. You guys go ahead.
Here, we'll do a little, tell me about what went on here today. Why are you guys...
Well, basically, this is an effort now that has been joined by a lot of community leaders. The fact that Joe Carollo, our former city manager, somebody who has done so much for our community, is here and joining the efforts. This is an important symbolic moment. Today we officially now amend the paperwork to specifically say that this committee is to recall Joe Carollo, and our efforts have now begun in earnest, and we are going to go out not just to collect petitions, but we expect to collect in record numbers.
How do you expect to do that?
Well, we think that a lot of people have seen what has gone on, the illegalities that Joe Carollo has done, the fact that he used city funds to campaign for someone who is now his ally on the commission, the fact that he has brought meetings to a halt. This is dysfunction at City Hall, and it begins with Joe Carollo, and because of that, the residents are going to want this individual gone.
He has two other obviously allies on the dais. You think if he's gone, those other two will fall in line and somebody obviously will return?
I don't think there has to be fall in line. I think if you really see what it is that Joe has done and being the catalyst, I think, you know, anybody who has their heart in the right place will just see that this dysfunction needs to end. Anybody who wants their legacy to be one of building the city instead of tearing it down will do the right thing. What's the concern, the legal concern, about using the signatures? There's no legal concerns, but I mean, when you have somebody like Joe Carollo come on board, I think that's really when the movement begins in earnest. I think the fact that you have Commissioner Barrero here, I think the truth is that this is what we need to do to start in earnest now. And we have no problem with going out, starting today, and getting the signatures in the required amount of time.
What was the paperwork that needed?
We just amended the statement of organization for the purpose of the committee to specifically say the recall of Joe Carollo. The truth is there was nothing wrong with any petitions before. This is just, the truth is why not take an opportunity where these two great leaders have joined to be able to say that we're going to start in earnest.
JC?
Yes.
I think the truth is that you all figured that Joe Carollo might be able to challenge this, and you redid the paperwork to make sure that he couldn't be challenged.
Paperwork did not need to be challenged.
No, he's going to challenge it. by nature of being Joe Carollo, he's going to challenge it.
Challenge anything, but he would have lost on the other one. He'll lose on this one. The truth is that everything that was done is fine, but here's something, when you have two men like this who have now come on board, I think now is the time to say this begins in earnest, because it really is. I've never seen a movement like this, so this is really something new and fresh.
From the beginning, you guys have been willing to talk about numbers and what's needed and how much you can get. Why wouldn't you get into one?
Because I think right now it's meaningless. I think that from now on is when we're starting in earnest, and you'll see all the numbers. I mean, everything will be, first of all, everything we turn in is going to be public record, so we're going to be fine with everything. All right?
Can I get your full name and title?
Sure, Juan Carlos J.C. Blanes.
Spell your last name?
Peter, L-A-N-A-S.
And you're the attorney for the...
I am a good friend of Joe Carollo.
Whatever you need. Turn all your stuff on and insert that geek. You're killing all my stuff.